Hey creatives, welcome back. We're still painting the navy blue, the dark blue. Welcome back to the channel. Fireside chat, paint by numbers. Welcome back. Yeah, what I was talking about in the last video, I was talking about the amount of episodes. Like Dexter has always been 12 episodes, and because of that there are no filler episodes, because there isn't time for filler episodes, and that's what I like about it. See, 24 was kind of basically using every single minute as a dramatic point, so that you couldn't, because the nature of the theme of the show, you couldn't really have a filler episode that much. You could have a tiny bit of filler, but the urgency of what was happening in 24 meant that every single minute counted. And hats off to Kiefer Sutherland, because he ran around and shouted and shooting and jumping in helicopters and in cars, driving, running. He was all over the place. I don't think he would come back if they rebooted it, because I think he's getting on a bit, and he wouldn't be able to jump around and dive around and things like that like he used to do. But we're blessed to have nine seasons with him. And he did that kind of, there was a writer strike, I think it was in 2008 or something like that. So he did kind of like the 2-hour thing. So we've got that one as well. I keep forgetting about that one, because he did season 9, which was set in London, but that was only 12 episodes. So they kind of, I think when the clock each hour went over 2-hour period, which is kind of a unique thing. And I think studios have decided that we're not doing 24 anymore, because I think Star Trek Discovery, I think they did like 16 episodes mostly, and the Orville, I think the Orville did maybe 16 episodes as well, maybe 14, I don't know. But the second season of CSI Vegas is like, I think it's like 22 episodes. That's really good, because, but the thing is, I think CSI is trying to tap into its popularity, because when it first aired in the early 2000s, it was the biggest show in the world. And if you think on, like, from 2010 2011 time, the biggest show in the world was Game of Thrones. Everybody was watching it, pretty much. Or if you didn't have Sky Atlantic over here, I think it's on HBO in America, if you couldn't watch it, you did want to see it, because everyone was talking about it. So, and for a decade it was the must watch show. You couldn't miss an episode, because if you missed an episode and you went back to work and they're all talking about the episode, and it's the same with I was probably one of the last ones at work to go and see The Force Awakens, and I was trying to make sure I didn't hear anybody talk about it, but it's very difficult when everyone's seen it. Like, I didn't know who Kylo Ren was. I had an idea who I thought he was, but it turned out that that's not who he is. Because we saw the guy, we saw the trailer and the guy in the mask, and I thought he was somebody else. There was a couple of people I thought he was. Spoilers if you haven't seen it. You can come away and come back. But so I thought Kylo Ren, when he had the mask on in the trailers, because obviously I hadn't seen it yet, so I thought Kylo Ren, I didn't even know his name, so the guy in the mask who actually turned out to be Kylo Ren, I thought he was kind of like a reincarnation of Darth Vader. You know, they'd managed to kind of download his memories into this new kind of robotic body. That's who I thought it was. And then I gave it some more thought, because me and a friend of mine had theories about what was going to be happening in The Force Awakens. So my other theory was that Kylo Ren, I'll just call him Kylo Ren because that's who he is, but the Kylo Ren character was actually going to be Luke Skywalker. He'd turned to the dark side. That was my theory. He turned to the dark side, and now he was like his father. And I was hoping that there'd be like a redemption arc where he had to try and come back. So like The Force Awakens is kind of the big bad, just like Darth Vader was, and that's what I thought it would be. But it wasn't. Kylo Ren was somebody else. He was the son. This is the spoiler zone, guys, if you haven't seen it. So Kylo Ren was the son of Han Solo and Princess Leia. Although she's actually called General Leia in The Force Awakens. No, sorry, she wasn't. Was she in the? Yeah, she was in the. Yeah, she was in The Force Awakens. So to remember then. I thought she wasn't, but she did. I think so. I think she met with Han Solo. I'm sure she did. I'm sure she did. I should have done that one and then that one. Oh well. But there's plenty of other 14s I can do. Plenty of other 14s I can work on. Because there are quite a few. There's one right at the edge here. Yeah, so that's who I thought the Kylo Ren character is. Although I didn't know his name. When me and my friend were theorising about it, we reckoned that this guy in the helmet was either like a Darth Vader was back, or it was Luke Skywalker turned to the dark side, which I thought would have been a really good story. And they could have called it, well, they still could have called it The Force Awakens, because the Force is both good and bad. You've got the light side of the Force, and which the Jedi's use, and then you've got the dark side of the Force, which the Empire uses. So you could have still called it The Force Awakens, because it could be that the Jedi's are back, and also the Empire is back. But the Empire is actually back in this. It's the New Order. And you got the different looking stormtroopers. You got Phasma, leader of the stormtroopers. And the other thing about the sequel trilogy is, I said this to a friend of mine after I'd watched it. I said that Kylo Ren shouldn't have taken his helmet off until probably the third film, because he was quite menacing and very, like Darth Vader, like, you know what I mean? It was kind of like very, you're like, oh, I don't want to mess with that guy. He's a little bit crazy, but he's also very dangerous. But because he took his helmet off, I think he took his helmet off even in the first of the sequel films, and I was like, I think we should have kept the mystery until the last film, and he could have been a really menacing, because once he took his helmet off, I mean, I understand why they took his helmet off, because they wanted to humanise him because of who his parents are, but that could have been revealed. That could have been revealed in the third one, and then he wouldn't have had to. He wouldn't have had him kill Han Solo, which I'm still not happy about that. Right, Han Solo. So I'm still not happy about that. But anyway, I'll live, I'm sure. So yeah, I think I've seen The Force Awakens a couple of times, but I've only watched The Last Jedi once, and I've only watched The Last Skywalker once. Is it called The Last Skywalker? I think so. It's in The Rise of Skywalker. Yeah, I've seen The Rise of Skywalker once as well. So I wanna kind of watch them again, because I know it's very vague to me, is Rise of Skywalker, because I know the Emperor's in it, but it's very difficult. I can't remember how he's in it, because I know he died in I think it was Return of the Jedi. I think Darth Vader killed him, or we think Darth Vader killed him because he threw him down in the thing, but he could have survived that. But I do recall, so that's why I need to watch it again. I think there was something to do with cloning, and I think they kind of retconned him, the Emperor, so that he was a clone anyway. So I'm not sure, or if they kept his DNA so that if anything happened to him, they could clone him and he could come back. So if he died in Return of the Jedi, then they just cloned him. I mean, they cloned Ellen Ripley, so there's another one here. I've kind of, hopefully I can cover that up. It's being very messy now. So there's another one here. But yeah, I mean, other than that, I haven't really been watching anything as far as I can recall. I kind of dipped into the Big Bang Theory, but which I've never watched from start to finish. The only thing that I've watched from start to finish is Friends, obviously, because of my age, and also How I Met Your Mother, which is really good. It's really clever. It's kind of like, the way I see it, it's kind of like the new Friends. It's like if the Friends were younger. I think it is, because I think they were older, because in Friends they were 25 to 35 were their ages. Now I don't know if they are meant to be like, I think they're in their early 20s. I think they are, but I mean the actors are not, but I think they are in the, so I think it was like 21 to 30. I think the show was made out to be, although the actors who played them were older, like Alison Hannigan. She's the same age as me, pretty much. She's either a year younger or a year older, and she was in American Pie, she was in Buffy, and she was also in My Stepmother's an Alien from the 80s. So she sorry, so she's not that young. She's either my age or she's older. But if she was playing somebody who's 21, she was probably, actually, I think they were actually. Yeah. Because I remember I was quite young when it first came out. I think it was about 21. Yeah, I think I was about 21 when it came out. So Alison Hannigan would have been about that age when it came out. So she'd done American Pie 1 and 2 at that stage. I think she might have been filming American Pie 1 and 2 at the same time as she was filming How I Met Your Mother. as I found that show by accident as well. It was on BBC Two late at night on a Friday, and sometimes it would be on like 2 o'clock in the morning. So when I come back in after a night out, I'd stick BBC Two on, and that's how I find it. That's how I found it. But I didn't watch it all until I bought the complete box set, because I think I watched I started buying the separate ones, so I bought season 2, season 3, 4, 5, and then I kind of lost it. I think I moved to England, back to England, and all my DVDs were in storage. So what I did was I bought the 1 to 9 season box set, and I watched them from the start again, because there's no point in me just jumping onto season 6 or whatever it was, 7. So I bought the complete box set, and then I just rewatched them from the start, and then I watched them right through to season 9, which is the last one, which is a bit bizarre, when I think they could have finished it on season 10, like what they did with Friends. I don't think I'm on camera here. Sorry. I need to get this bit done though, so I'm going to get it done really quickly, because I can't move the canvas. So what I'm going to do is quickly. Right, I'm going to leave that there because I'm not on camera. So this is on camera. Apologise for that. I didn't really realise I wasn't on camera, but I was talking anyway, so at least you had something to entertain you. So yeah, so How I Met Your Mother, I love that show. If you haven't watched it, give it a go. I'll give no spoilers. I just want you to watch that. Dawson's Creek, I watched that all the way through, but I didn't watch that as it aired at the time. I watched Dawson's Creek, I think mid to late 2000s. I think I finished Dawson's Creek in about 20. I would say probably about 2015. But I bought the complete box set because I wanted to watch them all. And at that time, I was also started watching Grey's Anatomy, because I didn't watch that as it aired either, because I didn't have Sky, which is a satellite TV over in the UK. I didn't have Sky, so I remember buying the box sets. I had season 1, because I wasn't sure about Grey's Anatomy, because my sister was watching it, and I said, "Is it any good?" Because I like the medical aspect of these shows. But I said, is it still medical, or is it just about the relationships between the characters, and is it just about, that's the word, my sister said it was a bit of both, so I bought the first season, because I could have bought season 1 to 5, but I'd never seen it, and see, my sister liked it, but that doesn't guarantee that I like it, because if it's about relationships between the characters, then my sister would like that, because she likes watching the soaps, because that's what that's about. It's about relationships between the characters. But I needed it to be like ER, where it was quite heavy on the medical stuff as well, because you find a lot of things out about, like medical technology that they use, the surgeries, the procedures, the different illnesses and things like that. I needed that to be in there, and it actually was. So that's why I moved on to season 2, 3, 4, 5, and I think I got to I ended up watching it as it was airing, but I'm not now. I think they're on season 17 or something like that there, but I kind of dropped off like season 14, 15, and now I'm rewatching. I think I'm on season 7 or 8 because I bought it digitally, so I went right back to the start, which I do sometimes. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes I just jump on where I left off, but other times I just want to go back to the start because some of the characters that have gone, I want to see them again. So yeah, I like that. There was a British medical drama that went on for a very long time in this country called Casualty. I think it went on for 30 years, but that's finished now. I'm also watching House, which I kind of paused. I think I'm on season 5. I know there's 8 seasons now. I need to keep forgetting to go back and watch House. And I never watched that when it aired, but I heard a lot of people talking about it. Same with Grey's Anatomy. You kind of get a feel that there's a show that's appealing to a lot of people when you hear a lot about it. So another show that I watched, which is a medical drama I think we got season 2 of it on BBC Two in the early 2000s, and I don't know why they started it from season 2, but it's a show called All Saints. It's set in Sydney at All Saints Hospital, and that's really good. That went for, I think it went for 12 seasons, I think. And I really did enjoy that because for me it was like Casualty, but the Australian version. And I really did like it. So much so that I remember ordering, like, because then they instead of calling it season 1, 2, and 3, and 4, 5, after that they started calling it the year it came out. So like, I think it was 2003, 2004, 2005, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then it went to, the last one was called like Rapid Response or something like that, and that was completely different. But yeah, so I actually ended up buying when they changed to year titles, I actually bought them from Australia. So I think I bought 2003 because I couldn't get them over here at the time. You can get them now. And they've actually turned them into collections now. So there's like collection 1, you get season 1 to 3 or something. Collection 2, you get season 4 to 6. So yeah, so I got the rest of them all from Australia. I think I got from 2003 to 2009, which is when it finished. So that's 2003, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 plus 5. No, that can't be right. Plus 5. No, it didn't go that long. I think it went for about 12 years. I'll have to check that. So part of it's based on a ward 17, and then part of it's based with the ambulance drivers, and then a little bit is based in Casualty. But when it changes to, I think it's 2007, 2008, it changes completely. Ward 17 gets shut down, and the series continues in Casualty, like Casualty in the UK, that TV show. But then that only goes for 2 seasons, but each season is like 40 odd episodes. It is great. It's really good. If you like medical dramas, and it doesn't really matter what country it's from, I'll watch a medical drama from any country. I don't care. I love them. So like I like British medical dramas. I like Australian medical dramas. I like American medical dramas. And if New Zealand did one, I'd watch that. If any country, any country that does a medical drama, I will give it a go. I also like prison dramas as well, like Prison Break. Prison Break's really good. Prison Break, I watched all of that. The Orange is the New Black, never finished it, but I'm still determined to finish it. It's another one that I keep forgetting that I have. Other prison series include Prisoner Cell Block H. Oh, that's really good. I remember watching, I think it was a rewatch in the 90s. It was on twice a week. It was on like Monday night and Thursday night at like 10 o'clock, half 10 in the evening. I used to come home from work and watch that. But then they released them on Blu-ray, not Blu-ray, on DVD, and I've got all of them. It's like 20 volumes. Prison Cell Block H. I even like the kind of, it's not a remake, it's a reimagining of it. The Wentworth series, that was good. I was actually quite disappointed that ended, because I watched the last episode and I was like, oh no, it's finished forever. But it was a reimagining because they kind of reimagined the characters. The characters, some of them kept the same names, some of them didn't. Some of them they changed a lot of the things over, like some of the prison officers and stuff like that. What happened to John Ferguson in the original series doesn't happen to John Ferguson in this reimagining, which I think is really clever, the way they did that, and it worked. It really did work. So I did enjoy Wentworth. I think they called it Wentworth Prison at the start, and then they changed it to just call it Wentworth. Right, still got more 14s to do. I'll be wrapping this video up very soon. So we'll get this one. It's right in the middle. There's a lot of 14s, which is really good. And it's starting to kind of take shape a little bit. So I'll ask the question again. You can put your answer in the comments. Is it still looking really abstract, or can you guess? Are you ready to guess what you think it might be? I haven't asked for a while because it's still looking quite abstract, and it's kind of like, some of you will know exactly what it is, some of you will know. I did actually show the little, there's a little square like about that big that comes with it, and I actually showed it on camera when I started this video, and because I just started it, I deleted it because I can't have you seeing what it is, because it'll ruin the surprise of what it is when it's done. So we're nearly done with this video. And then so the next video will continue with me painting this and all the other 14s. That's the 14 there that's in the middle of all that. It's going to look really good. I like it when colours butt up against each other and it starts to become a big area that's been painted. So I'm wrapping up this video now. So if you want to like, share, comment, subscribe if you haven't subscribed, all that good stuff, and I will see you in the next video.